Hi, my name is Desiree Grimaldi and I am an SEO expert. Today I want to discuss SEO strategy with you, especially going into 2022. So as we all know, the internet is a vast, complex place. If you're not careful with your SEO strategy and the quality of links that are pointing back to your site from other websites, in the digital ecosystem, it is easy to rank low and on lower pages. So that being said, your potential customers will never know how to find you. Some strategies include ensuring that Google is seeing all the relevant information about your products, reviews, and social shares. When people are sharing your product on social, then they're sharing it with their network, and the network will then further trust somebody who has purchased your product. When people Google products or services, they are more likely to click on the first 5 that pop up on page 1. So the best way to make sure that you are popping up in that top 5 is to make sure that your website is SEO'd to the best of its ability. And that begins with keyword research, headlines, title tags, metadata, and then just relevant information. We see a lot of people try and fluff up their content in hopes that it's more content so Google will find it of higher authority, and that is not how it works. Also, another thing to keep in mind, which is super important, everybody wants to be number 1 on Google, but everybody ranks differently on Google. So you can be number 1 for SEO on Google, or you could be number 1 for SEO agency, or you could be number 1 for content marketing, or you could be number 1 for SEO blogger. But you have to want to rank, or you have to work to rank for what you want to rank for. You're not just going to blanket rank for everything. There is way too much competition, so you really want to niche down on those keywords to meet your ideal customer. One way that we help our customers get started is letting them know where they actually stand right now. We have people that come to us who've had a website for 2, 3, 5 years, and they have no idea where they rank. And most people just test it by Googling themselves. That can work. You could kind of get an idea of where you're ranking, but if you're constantly looking at your website, it's going to pop up as a relevant search for you regardless. So that doesn't always give you the most honest answer. So let's dive into some technical SEO audit information. So tips for successful implementation. 68% of all internet experiences start with a Google search. 52% of that internet traffic comes from organic searches, and then 78% of users find their answers on Google. I had to read my notes just so I make sure I get the percentages right. If you don't show up on the front page of SERPs is kind of the description that Google gives you, then you don't have much traffic. 61% of marketers tend to focus on inbound leads, or some of them focus on searchability. Nobody really focuses on the big picture. So I wanted to go over a few things with you that you could do today that can help you get a decent foundation. Let's dive into some of the action steps you could start today. So the first thing I recommend to everybody is going and claiming your Google My Business listing. It's free. It's now called Google Business Profile. That's gonna be a hard one for me to jump on board with. So that is the first thing I recommend doing. When you go in, you are gonna have to provide an address to get a verification code from Google. If you are an online business, a home-based business, or you deliver stuff to your clients, you can check a box that says that, and then your address will not be public. But they do need it to send a postcard to your address with a verification code. So make sure you put an address in. You want to fill out all the areas of service, and you want to make sure that you are using keywords to describe your product, describe your service, what people would be searching for when looking for your product. You also want to post a minimum of 4 times a month on Google My Business, because it shows Google you're relevant. One, they are doing a sweep right now and deleting a lot of accounts. But we do that typically with repurposing content from Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, or we just do a graphic and lead them to your blogs. And this still provides valuable information on Google. Check to make sure also that your analytics is set up. So make sure you have Google Analytics. Look and see what that looks like. Check out your bounce rate. Check out your monthly traffic. See where your visitors are coming from. See how old they are. All of this information is available to you in Google Analytics. Make sure you're utilizing it. The next thing I would do is get the Google Search Console set up. This will also give you a lot more in-depth information on your website. Also, go through your website and look for any plugin updates that you may have. Those will slow down your website. Check to make sure that all your links are functional. If links are broken, people are going to leave your website. If they're clicking on a link where you're offering them something great and they can't get to it and it's just reloading or it's kicking them, they're going to leave your website. The second thing that I recommend doing is getting a health check on your website. You can't fix something if you don't know where you're at with it. We do offer free health checks on your website. I'll put the link below and you just click it, give us your URL. We'll run a miniature audit on it and let you know what errors or what areas you can better support or correct. And that'll help you optimize your website speed, mobile friendly tests, security check, metadata, alt tags, all of that. It'll let us know if you have low word count. There's a ton of good information in there. Just a couple other housekeeping SEO things that you could start to implement today. Make sure to go through all of your platforms, website, social media, LinkedIn, Google, email, everything. Make sure that all of your contact information matches. Make sure that your business name is the same across all platforms. Pick a username or a handle that you can use across all platforms. This is one way that Google ranks your authority. They want to make sure that everything matches. If you have one name on Facebook and another name on Instagram and another name on Pinterest, nothing's going to line up. You want all of your assets, if somebody Googles you, to be right there on front page. So that's your first task. Your second task is going through your website and making sure, like I discussed, that all of your links work. Make sure that your mobile site is optimized. Also, claim your free Google My Business profile. And then come back and let me know what questions you have. Click the link below and request a free health check after you've done some things and just kind of want to see where you're at. We are more than happy to help you and we're here to support you. So go ahead and subscribe to follow for more SEO tips coming to you every week.